Well, hello and welcome to I Love Gay Today, sponsored by GayRealEstate.com. And we are in the wellness and yoga and massage world, and we are here with Peter DeWitt from GayWellness.com. How are you?
Doing great. Excited to be here. Thanks, Matt.
I love seeing everything you're doing. I've seen your site through social media over the last year, and but when I went back there recently, I mean, you've got a lot of really good listings in your on your website now.
Yeah, I mean, there's just it's a cornucopia of offerings that is that has been emerging, and I would the way I think of it is it's a website that is really it's a collective um effort, meaning that I'm very much interested in what like listening to what the gay community wants and needs, and then trying to listen to that need and respond. So the last two categories that we added, because it was when we started it was 5 categories, then we added the health wellness category, which is sort of a miscellaneous, and that you're going to find everything from acupuncturists to energy healers to physical therapists, chiropractors under that's kind of like the broad miscellaneous, if you will, category. Nutritionists, some wonderful gay men who are diet experts, etc. Most recently, the two categories that we added were the resorts and spas,
Okay.
and then love and matchmaking, because they're actually we've been doing a few events for gay singles in LA, and there are some gay matchmakers, and I think what they're doing is incredible, really kind of not just putting guys together, but really helping guys with love and with dating and dating etiquette, and so I'm just trying to, it's kind of unfolding, if you will. Yeah.
Well, I love seeing that. Since seeing you when you were first starting, what was your inspiration? How did you get started with this business?
Well, I mean, yeah, two things. One, I so I used to be a piano teacher, and I would list my listing on directories and became very familiar with them, how they work. And in 2020, started listing for my massage services on some of the other gay massage sites, and started noticing some technical and aesthetic issues with them. Um, that's a whole kind of rabbit hole of what those issues are, and it starts to get a little bit technical. But basically, it's I was like, this can be done better.
Yeah.
And also, I have a background in as a trauma therapist, as a yoga teacher, as a meditation teacher, and I've run different initiatives. I taught gay men's naked yoga over Zoom during
Yeah.
the pandemic.
Yeah.
Meditation, queer meditation circles, etc. And so I was like, you know what? We don't really have a directory for all these kinds of offerings. So it's just seeing the need, feeling the need. I think it was in it was in Palm Springs. So yeah, half the population is gay. So I was just surrounded by all these wonderful different gay men who were whatever, barbers, life coaches. And I was just like, wouldn't it be cool? And so it kind of emerged out of several conversations, as like, let's do it, let's try it.
No, I
So
love that. But it also, I think, kind of stems from also kind of a more personal story that you have in the
yeah,
world
that
as
was
well.
that was the second thing. Just that, I mean, I'm a late bloomer myself, and I grew up in a conservative environment. So I didn't really know I was into guys until I was in my mid 20s, and so I've just been healing a lot around that. And I mean, thank God for, good therapy,
Yeah.
and lots of things that have helped me along the way. And it's been a very powerful journey, but I think it came from a deep place of just like, I need gay wellness. And so
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the overview.
No, I think that's great. It's I think that strong personal connection need for, for it allows entrepreneurs to be able to build things that become not only very personal, but their passion and their heart is really in it. I mean, it's not related in the same way, but I will tell you that when I've known the guy that started Grinder way back, and it was
Mhm.
really interesting because when he and I would chat when he started, he really built it as just kind of a way for him to be able to meet guys locally because he was so frustrated with all the other options, and that passion he brought us to where we're at today.
Yeah, you're like, I know there's gay guys around me, but I need an app that is like location based, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant. He made it happen. So anyway, it was that internal. He became one of the, when it first started. He told me he was like their number one user in that sense because
Wow.
it was near and dear to his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, I hope I think there are lots of ways it can expand. I was just talking to a friend last night, or was it in my dream? That it was like, hey, you can't talk to other guys on the site. Like what it like, because you can create a general user account. And I think it'd be cool to like expand that into like where you could have a profile and then you could just meet other gay guys. Cause I think let's say that the gay queer community, it's still fairly, it's fairly segmented. And by that I mean, you have all kinds of types of gays. And so I think gay men who are into wellness things have more in common with each other than with gay men who don't, right? I mean, essentially being gay, it's a sexual orientation, but beyond that doesn't mean we have anything in common.
yeah,
So could it be a way for us to connect on that level? And I would hope so. I mean, that's why we also do the live events, because it's like, can we have a culture around being queer and being around each other that is not based around alcohol,
yeah, yeah.
so and full disclosure, every now and then I have a drink. I'm not anti-alcohol.
No, I love the
I'm
stuff you
not
do.
Mr. Perfect Wellness over here.
No, I love the stuff you're doing. And when you're talking about events, and I saw from your Instagram that Big Gay Sunday is coming up a little later this month.
Oh yeah, that's really cool because so it's kind of, think of it like a little wellness mini festival kind of thing where you can go
Yeah,
choose your own adventure, go to this workshop, go to that workshop, there's performances. We did the first one of those kinds of events at the Tom of Finland House in LA, which is kind of like this house museum, and not a lot of people know it exists, but it's kind of legendary, and it's just there in East LA. And we partnered with them. We did this big event, sold 120 tickets, and we had 30 guys there doing all kinds of workshops. And it was just a really special experience. And then connected with the AT Center, which is actually the first LGBT recovery center in the country. It started in 1969. And they're going through this whole revamp and revival and pivoting from just being a recovery center to more of like a wellness center. And so, yeah, we partnered with them. We've done 2 of the Big Gay Sundays so far. And these are a little bit more like LGBTQ, not just gay men.
yeah.
And yeah, I mean, they're getting fun because we have like 4 or 5 comedians show up and do like this whole set. And I don't know, my dream would be to do like the Big Gay Sunday in, I don't know, other cities too,
Yeah. No, I love all that. I love
Um,
what you're doing, and I'm going to make sure when we post this, especially on the YouTube side, that we're going to have the links to all your, all the different social media profiles, your website, so folks can follow up themselves and find a lot of what you have to offer there.
yeah, and cool, and thank you. And I always think of it as like plug in wherever you want. You want to jump in and help coordinate, you want to jump in, you want to do a little, you want to perform, or do you want to, I don't know, there's
Yeah.
it's very like that, very open, so
Yeah. No.
um,
Excellent. No,
yeah.
I'm very much appreciative that you're able to carve a little time out and share a bit of your story with our audience here.
Yeah, totally. Thank you, Matt. And yeah, I guess we started the network, the website in Los Angeles, and now I was talking to someone who runs um a blogger, out in East Coast, and they were like, well, you don't have anyone out here in New York. And I'm like, okay, I know, but I think there are two ways of going about growing this kind of thing. One is like, you just have a little bit in each city and kind of go all at once, or do it hyper locally. And I think we're doing it hyper locally. So LA is kind of like has kind of gotten off to the races. And that's why I'm actually in San Francisco right now, is we did a couple events here, and just growing the network here. So there's like 30 or 40 guys on the site here in San Francisco, and then Austin.
Yeah.
So I think Texas is kind of the next frontier.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again, and I look forward to connecting in the real world with you.
Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate you having me on the show. Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice connecting.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care now.
All righty. Take care.
So good. Coming back